Hi, Leo. Welcome. So, Leo, this is going to be your spiritual tarot reading, and we're going to go ahead and get straight into it and see what we have coming in for you. When I was meditating on the collective Leo energy, I got kind of like a very calming influence coming through. So, you might be just feeling that lately, Leo, or that's what you're kind of transitioning into as we go into November, as we go into Scorpio season. It's kind of like a very comfortable type of vibe, okay? But I also felt that there's some transitions coming through, some changes coming through relatively soon. That may require you to take some sort of action or make some decisions, okay? And then I was also feeling, Leo, like this very ethereal, like spiritual type of energy here. So I myself have been feeling like an elevation in the awareness of the collective. We have a lot going on planetarily that's contributing to this. So for those of you who are spiritually minded, you might have third eye awakenings, be getting downloads, intuitive hits. If you're not so practiced in your own spiritual gifts, this might just feel like clarity, you know, insight that you haven't had in a while. Somewhat of like an unfamiliar feeling though. They're giving me the term out of body experience, which is so funny because I literally just had one of those the other day. So yeah, a lot of movement, like I said, energetically, but also planetarily as we go into November. So let's see, Leo, what the overall energy is for you and go a little bit deeper into this. So overall energy for Leo. Ooh, we have a bunch of cards that want to come out. Let's see what we have coming through here. So you have the fourth house of roots. Now this is really interesting because I was literally just talking about comfort and calm, and the fourth house of roots is about your comfort zone, but it's also about family. It's also about home. It's also about real estate. So I feel like all of that being highlighted here for you, Leo. And also this talks about taking good care of yourself, all right? Paying attention to your health. Maybe even having this period where you need to take time to rejuvenate yourself, all right? So you have also the King of Pentacles. So this is all about security and stability for you. This is all about finding yourself as well as an adult, as like, I'm trying to get this message through correctly. It's like a maturation process where like you're learning new things about yourself, but you're more comfortable with this process because of, you know, your life experience or because you've matured already. So it's like change is always hard, right? But it's like the more life you live, the more you adapt, you know, to the changes because you've kind of been through it before, you know what you need to do, Leo. And so I feel like you being more adaptable, okay, with whatever transitions or changes are coming through, I'm hearing for the rest of the year. So not just November, but also December. And it's like the sense of like, there might be changes going on around you, but you being rooted, right, or like secure enough with who you are and your life experience that like you're able to handle it smoothly. All right, so let's see what else we have coming through for you, Leo. I'm getting a phone call, but I am not going to answer it, so we're gonna keep going. And we're going to take a look at the headspace and what you have going on in the headspace, then the emotional space, and what's going on in relationships, and then we're going to talk about the big spiritual picture. So, Leo, the Chariot, the Eight of Swords, the Eight of Wands, Wow, and the Two of Cups. So, Leo, lots of significant stuff showing up in the headspace, right? Some of you, it's like there's movement forward here in your life, but there's a lot of uncertainty around it. And like I said, it could be just like not really being able to see where something is headed, but having enough knowledge, right? Having enough life experience to know that you're going to be okay anyways. You know what I mean? Like that is a part of maturing. It's like when we are younger or when we're less established or maybe we haven't had enough life experience, it's like fear of the unknown is palpable, right? It really could throw you through a tailspin. But when you've had enough life experience to know that whatever life throws at you, you got you, then it doesn't tend to be as impactful as it was during your youth. So, or during your prior self, before you became who you are today, Leo. So I do feel like there is some unknowns here that do have a tendency to get into your head, but for the most part, I feel you being more so on solid ground, right? There is definite movement here, possible travel for some of you, lots of communication that seems to be coming through, especially around relationships or one significant relationship here. I also feel like this evaluation going on around relationships, Leo, and possibly like a soulmate connection here. You know how like when someone really cares about you, it's easy for them to worry about you, Leo? Or like, this is a very Leo thing to do. Maybe like when you, Leo, because you live through your heart chakra, when you really, really care about someone, it's also like really, really easy to worry about them. There's something about that coming through, and they're saying to try your best to alleviate that worry because we all have guidance, right? We all have a connection to source, a connection to God. And so that will, like we each have our own ability to navigate our own lives. And so worrying and being concerned over someone, while understandable, doesn't actually change the situation or move the situation, but it sure does take a toll on you, right? So like to try and keep that in mind as we go through November. And that applies also to being like worried or concerned over yourself, okay? Although it seems like that sometimes is the analytical thing to do, to worry over self. Think about how terrible it feels when you're in a state of worry, right? And that's because you cannot be in a state of alignment and also a state of worry at the same time. They're two different vibrations, right? And so try to remember that if you dip into worry, that whatever you're thinking about, Leo, and the way that you're thinking about it is not in alignment with your well-being, with your true self, with your aligned self, okay? So let's go into the relationship emotional sector and see what this is about a little bit more. You have the Six of Pentacles, Six of Swords, Three of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles. Why the Six of Swords? So what I was going to say, Leo, is that it really does look like to me like things are working out or things are working in your favor, but it might not always appear that way, or you may not always be able to see it from that vantage point here. And let me explain to you why I feel that is. See, you have like this working together, things working out, reciprocity energy going on, right, in your emotional world, and feeling like things are lining up for you and for your life, but also for yourself. Some of you might also be working on self, okay, during this time frame. And yet if you allow yourself to go into these like worrisome thoughts, right? And that's what I feel they are. I feel that it's worrisome thoughts. Then it kind of leads you down a different path. And on that pathway, there's a lot of unknowns, which can definitely throw you off course, Leo, and definitely can have you thinking back to a time where maybe you did feel desolated, maybe you did feel heartbroken. But they're saying, okay, don't compare this to the past, because first of all, everything that has ever occurred to you has happened for a reason, and everything that occurs to anyone in your life is happening for a reason, right? You may not understand that reason in your human form, but you will when you reconnect with who you really are, when you transition. But there was definitely a purpose. However, that purpose has already been served. So whatever new change is coming through, it's for a different purpose than what you've ever experienced before in the past, right? So they're saying, do not make comparisons. Do not make comparisons, right? This is not a repeated cycle that's coming through. It may feel similar, Leo, like whatever changes or transitions are coming in, it may feel similar to something you've been through in the past, but it is, they're saying it's a different, there's a different reason for this. Like, there's a different reason. There's a higher purpose for this. Okay. So I feel like the universe is trying to give you back something that you may have thought you've lost, Leo. But reality is in the eyes of the beholder. So you have to be open to that idea for it to become a reality for you. Like, there's some sort of prayer being answered here, and it's definitely coming through. And if you allow yourself to see the bigger perspective, it'll be easy to put the dots together. But if you wanted that prayer to be answered, say, like in a very specific way, and it's coming through, but it's not coming through with the specifics that you asked for, then you kind of negate the ability to appreciate the blessing. You know, and I just got done saying this to a friend this morning, actually. They say, like, you know, you can have all the best laid plans that you want, but the universe knows better. You know, sometimes we think we have it mapped out, we have it laid out, or we think we know how something is going to come through or how it's going to happen. And when it doesn't, it sometimes makes us feel like our prayers haven't been answered, or that we're about to experience something we don't want. But if you could pull yourself back, right, and see the big picture of your entire lifespan, you'll see, you know, that each experience led to the next, led to the next, led to the next, with the overall purpose being to fulfill your intention for being on this planet. It's called a life review. And most of us don't get to see that vantage point until we transition, until we pass over. And then you get to see, you know, the big picture. But you can see it in your living state, in your wake state, by practicing meditation, by practicing quieting your mind, by looking for the connection between your thoughts and what's occurring, and being open to receiving messages from your guides. We all have guides and angels that want to assist, and all you have to do is ask, but most people don't ask for that assistance, right? But because this is a law of attraction and not a law of attraction based universe, not a law of intrusion based universe, you have free will. That means you can only receive what you ask for, expect, and believe. All right, so say you're someone who doesn't believe in spirit guides. You don't believe in angels. Does that mean they don't exist? Not necessarily, no. But they don't exist for you because it's outside of your belief system. Does that make sense to you? Vice versa, if you have a strong belief in that, you have a strong connection with your guides and your angels, it's as real as anything in your life, and it's available to you. So you get what you believe in. And I always tell people, make sure that you're choosing beliefs that you want, right? So some of you may be like into this also stage of your life where you're wanting a stronger connection with your whatever it is that you believe in, and that's where that spiritual ethereal message was coming through, Leo. And I feel like you're going to get the ability to actually connect, you know. And it could even be through your dream state. Now, I feel like a lot of people are afraid of connecting with non-physical. So non-physical tends to visit you in your dream state where you're more accepting. But pay attention to your dream state, Leo. It might be also very, very active. You could have messages coming through there. But you could also receive messages just simply by meditating. I'm also getting like you're getting signs and symbols. Okay, some of you do have someone in non-physical that is like trying to convey some sort of message to you. So if you have like a passed over loved one and they're showing up in your dream state, Leo, or you're seeing like obvious synchronicities or symbols, pay attention to that. They're communicating with you. Okay, and these are not messages I typically get for a general tarot reading. So there must be a pretty big group of you that are connecting, you know, with, or that have someone that wants to connect with you, okay? All right, so the Moon, the Six of Cups, the Four of Pentacles, the King of Wands. Well, I'm glad we're ending on your card, whether you're masculine or feminine, because this is showing me that you're going into a state of empowerment, right? So this is like, some of you definitely, a lot of nostalgia showing up. A lot of memories, a lot of, they're giving me the song Sweet Emotion by Aerosmith. A lot of heartfelt emotions seem to be coming to the surface. This is also a very spiritual energy, okay? And this definitely is talking about the past. So you may be revisiting the past. You may feel something similar about what's going on in your life with something you've experienced in the past, maybe. Some of you are connecting the dots between the past and now. But just remember, again, that message coming through that there's no comparisons, right? There's similarities, but no comparisons. But be careful about holding on to the past, Leo, which is really easy for a fixed sign. All right, so I'm a fellow fixed sign, and we tend to hold on to things. We're just stubborn creatures, right? So be careful that. Okay, I'm going to revise this message. They're saying don't hold on to things that don't serve you, but actually, I heard near and dear to your heart. Aw. Heart-shaped locket. To thine own self be true. So I actually feel like this is just a very Leo energy. This is you kind of holding on to your precious memories. And I don't feel like that's a bad thing. I'm actually getting emotional. I don't feel like that's hindering you necessarily, unless it's hurting you. Now, if you're holding on to a memory and it's hurting you, Leo, then it is time to move away from that, at least for right now. But if it feels sweet, like a sweet emotion, like a sweet memory, then those are memories worth keeping. We have selective memories for a reason, right? It's so we can kind of select which things we want to hold on to and which things we want to let go. And this is also a time period of you doing that close evaluation of what it is that you would like to hold on to and what it is that you would like to let go. And this is bringing you closer to who you really are, to this state of empowerment, to this state of confidence, Leo. And it's like I can't even tell you what kind of emotion I'm being filled with right now. It's intoxicating. And I think for my high vibe in Leos, you know, that are channeling this in a sweet emotion kind of way, it will feel intoxicating. If you're not quite in that space, these emotions, FYI, might overwhelm you. Say if you're in a lower level energy, and it may feel intoxicating in a not so, in kind of a toxic way. So keep in mind that your perception matters a lot as to like how this is going to feel to you. So let's see what the guidance is here, Leo. Guidance for Leo. As I breathe deeply, I feel myself thrive. Thriving is as natural as breathing itself. By relaxing often and breathing deeply, you naturally thrive. So this is encouraging you to take it easy, breathe deeply, and meditate. Because if you can clear your mind, Leo, my gosh, you're so connected right now. And there's guidance that wants to come through for you, as well as probably someone from the non-physical. Also, pay attention to your dream state, Leo. It might be really active. Don't discard it. I feel like there's messages coming through the dreams. So, yes, wow, beautiful reading. I'm going to leave it there for now. Zodiac signs that you could be connecting with or have in your own chart. I have Cancerian energy here, Virgo energy, possibly another Leo here, Pisces energy, Taurus. Those are the predominant signs that I'm seeing, but keep in mind it's a general reading, so take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it did resonate, please do let me know in the comments down below. Also, don't forget to give me a like, share, and subscribe if you haven't yet. You can find me on Facebook and Instagram for more fun stuff, as I do have videos and content over there. Tarot Time with Dana is the name of all my social media accounts. You can find them linked in the description box below, as well as in the About section of my YouTube, where you can find the donation link. If you'd like to donate to the channel, you can do so there. Otherwise, I'm wishing you the very, very best, Leo. And until next time, my friends, namaste.